Welcome to the ME channel, Metaphysical Entities. I'm your host, Greg Smith. Thank you for being here today as we delve through the fundamental principles of life and personal experiences. Our mantra is, life is a mystery to unravel, but never a problem to solve. Before I get into today's topic, I want to talk about I apologize for not bringing you content last week. You know, I'm in the phase now of upgrading, doing some modifications, some creative changes, and some collaborations to bring you more and better content in the near future, in the upcoming weeks. So, I like to apologize for that interruption because I like to bring weekly content. With the upgrades and the modifications, I'm going to start off with bringing you content at least 2 times to 3 times a week. With the changes, I'm going to be talking about creative and critical thinking, because this is what drives us all. This is what drives society. So, now I got that out the way, I can go into today's topic, which is dreams and works. Dreams and works. If you dream, it's your dream. So you got to do the work. Remember, a dream is not a dream if you don't do the work. That's all it is. You can elaborate on it and say, this is what it is and this is what I want to do and how to do it. But if you dream, it's your dream. So you got to do the work. In some cases, like a mom or a dad, a sister or a brother or aunt or uncle, they want a dream for you that's not yours. It's times where you as a kid, or moms as a mom, or dad as a dad, say this is what they want for you in your life. They already premeditated what your dream should be before you even had it. It was their dream and not yours. But the work that's needed will not be done by them. It's going to be done by you. So, how you want to put so much effort and contribute what you figure you contribute with the essence of your heart to make that dream of theirs come true when it's not yours? A lot of parents and relatives, they are a victim to that, but they will never hold responsibility for it because they feel that that's something that was best for you. How something outside of you gonna know what's best for you that you are no longer a child or adolescent? You have your own thoughts, your own intuition, your own perception, your own reason, your own will to do these things. But they feel that it's best for you. This is why we're talking about dreams and works, and I'm going to get into that because most people divine truth behind something they already believed in, like your parents or your uncles or aunts or whoever want to integrate a dream or a reason you should do this because it was learned or introduced to them as being true aside from what's intuitively known or felt by oneself. This is why. This is why they do that. Because the mind works on what's creatively known before realized or established based on what is already perceived by it. And I'm going to give you an example of those things. Because yet, can this be a conscious dream doing conscious work from someone else besides yourself? Can this be a conscious dream doing conscious work when they say this is best for you? And this is what they want out of you because of an expectation. Because, okay, the average parent send their kids to college and they want to have a pedigree. I was a scientist. You should be a scientist. Your mother was a doctor and your father was a lawyer. So you should be a doctor or a lawyer. And this is a conscious belief of themselves. Or is it a conscious dream trying to do the conscious work within your own conscious for subliminal reasons? Because dreams produce and informally form a thought to create without an intent. How is their intent creating something within you when that wasn't your intent? Your intent have to be your intent. Because you're not going to do the work behind the dream without an intent from yourself to do it. The intent comes from work to realize the visions of the thought. So if it's a vision, wasn't your vision. So your vision, you're gonna use the intent of your vision to create it and make it a reality. But they vision and intent for you, you're not more worthy or able to put in the work to drive that home for you, to bring that into fruition for you, because that wasn't your creative intent. But when you hold back a little bit, now you're rebelling. You're rebelling against what somebody outside of you wants you to do. Again, this show and topic is on dreams and works. In this instance, right, the work has already established itself as a doer of said work during this process, whether it was created in thought or not. So if you create a thought, you're going to establish yourself as the doer in that thought. But if somebody else as your parents and you don't want to let them down is the creator of that intent for you to do, now the process within you start creating it. Because it was not your thought. Like I said, whether it's a thought or not, now you want to put the creative process in it to do the work. Listen to me now. I really want you to hear this out. Because dreams can be dreams with or without work. Because I say this. Your dream for yourself is your dream for yourself, and that's the work you want to put in it, with or without work. But the dream they have for you, again, is a dream without the work that you put into it. You didn't vision that. You didn't want to vision that, but you don't want to disappoint. I want y'all to sit back and ponder on that. Because yet, a dream can be a thought or creative experience towards work to be done with or without the know-how. In some of your dreams and visions, you may not know how to do it. You want to establish and use the intent to do it so you can know the know-how. But the dream somebody else has for you outside of you It doesn't have the know-how, and you still got to figure out that part, and then figure out, okay, am I going to fervently put all the work that's necessary and needed for me to accomplish this dream that somebody else wants for me without me fervently putting in all the work, because work becomes behind it. And I'm going to give an example of something I'm going to go into. Right? This is the difference on that. Listen to this real carefully. Would we, or do we, adopt a superstition, right? Like we attach ourselves to a dream. So, would we attach ourselves to a superstition, or would we allow somebody else outside of us to want us to adopt a superstition that they had, that they want us to adapt to or encounter in? Think about that. You have your own separate dream, how you want to do things and how to work you have to do it. Then you have somebody else, a mom, a pop, or uncle or aunt, that has a dream that they have set for us and that they want us to incorporate. And then you have superstitions out here that, okay, this is a superstition, so now I want you to adopt this superstition like it was a dream. Is there any work needed to believing in a superstition to see or study the authenticity of it, like we study the dynamics of our own dreams and making it a reality? In our own dreams and perception, we use those to make it a reality more than we would from somebody else's opinion. And we would do that, I believe, in the majority, that we would do that more than we believe in a superstition. Why would we put ourselves in believing that a superstition is something that we should encounter and put work into, whether it's from us or from someone else? Because there's no work in believing in a superstition like there is in a dream. We do not work on making a superstition reality where it's based mostly as being a myth. But yet, we work and strive to make possible our dreams. I know you heard of if you break a mirror, you'll have 7 years of bad luck. Or if your right palm itch, it's good luck for money coming in. Right? But this is the difference. How many of you is going to go out on purpose with an intent to get a right itchy palm, rub your hand in something to make it itch, or go out and break a mirror to to make possible these superstitions? How many of you going to do it? No, I don't believe no one going to go out and produce a good or bad luck situation from a superstition for the sake of having it, like we would do a dream. Because work produces results. Dreams provide visions to achieve the results from the work. Do you have a dream of superstitions? I don't know. This is just a question. Or do you have a dream and visions of producing something that's healthy and natural for society to grasp upon? Because dreams and work separate us in all intellectual independency towards revealing our identity of self-awareness, self-gains, self-knowing, and self-realization. Because now we understand what we can do and how we can do it. You don't go to school and you don't learn nothing to just learn it. You go to be self-realized so you can achieve, so you can be a part of the world. This is what we do. This is where dreams come from. And this is from the dreams that works. Because I don't know nobody didn't go into nothing that wasn't excited about it. Whether it's a doctor, being a nurse, or whatever. Whatever you go into, you put your effort into it. It was a vision first, then a dream. And then what happened is you went out and put the work, and then you say, okay, it's time for me to take my doctoring course or exam, or the exam to pass the nurse. And what happened, you have that feeling of fire in you, that fervency, and that anticipation. And you have so many things going through you all at once. You know, you have the fear in you. The fear is a good fear because you want to pass it. You want to do these things because it's a part of you. It's a part of you and nobody else that wants to do it. So in that note, you strive to be the best that you can be. This is what happens. Dreams and works allow you to have a place in this world to telepathically engage others to appreciate and recognize you. You might say, oh, okay, I'm not telepathically because they see me doing it and all that. But you do not, in some cases, talk directly to the people that you are encouraging or engaging or who are helping. They sense it. They see it without you saying a word. So you telepathically helping them because you are a part of the process of the world. Because they appreciate and recognize your abilities to do so. Let me ask everyone this question. Can you believe in imagination failure or a failure to dream? Think about that. Just think about you having a failure to imagine that. I can't imagine anything. I can't imagine 3 o'clock coming. I can't imagine tying my shoes. I can't imagine wearing this outfit, this red and blue hat with these white shoes, because these are part of the imagination. What if you have a failure to imagine or to dream? How can any vision come true besides your own? Because if you fail to do that, that means you're like a puppet on a string. You do whatever's told without ever thinking. This is the truth behind the dream and imagination to do it. If you can fail to imagine and fail to dream, you're no good to yourself or anyone because you can't produce work. You can't you cannot actively evolve. To work or to live, to work with any creativity. You have no creative ability. If you can't imagine or dream on your own to produce the work after that, you're no use to anybody to have any creative ability. And that's what the world wants you to do, to stop creativity. within yourself. And I'll talk about that later on another podcast in the near future. Because again, I've been saying this since the beginning. I started this over 52 weeks ago. There's nothing you can see with your physical eye that didn't come from within. Look at all the names of people who created the things that we have. Ask yourself, what have you created? But you know the Thomas Edisons of the world. You know the other names beyond that. I just named one. But I wanted you to get an understanding. You know, the Einsteins. You heard of those. You're not separate from them. Because work can't be substantiated in not having or doing. You can't substantiate work if it's not having or doing. You got to do to substantiate it. Like it can be with having. Work can be substantiated with having and doing. That's how it works. Remember, work is the result of doing. You're going to do the work behind the visions. You always going to have a vision regardless of the provisions that's already set. You can read something, acknowledge it, and have a pretty good understanding from your own perception, but you're going to add from it. Or if you're lacking, you're going to subtract from it. That's the gift of creativity and producing and having dreams and not having a failure of imagination or dreams or visions beyond your own perception and no one else's. Because dreams are the conductors. They are the conductors to work, to enforce its efforts. Without the dream and the vision, how can the work perform its efforts? How? It can't enforce it because it don't know what it's trying to enforce. In closing, I want you to simplify the things that of your visions of what you see. Simplify it. Don't complicate it because it's there, it's yours. And pursue it in simplification. I want you to pursue whatever you see or dreams. Pursue it, simplify it. Believe it to know it. Because it's a difference, like I always say, between knowing and believing. Believe it in this essence so you can know it. These are the difference, but people want to say, I believe this, and want you to understand what they believe, again, without certainty, without a creative ability to substantiate exactly what it is. I'm not going to believe nothing I can't know. How does that work? Do you believe you're going to get something to eat later on, or do you know you're going to get something to eat later on? Again, believe to know while using your creative and critical thinking. And the last words I have for dreams and works. Know this. Dreams do not work unless you do. Dreams does not work unless you do. As I say, before I leave every show, don't consider nothing to be true by believing it. Know it to be true by direct cognition. Y'all have a good day.